Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry for busting up your ears. If I did, apologies for that. Just want to make sure I'm live. You guys can hear me. Let me make sure. Hello. So, last time I heard my audio wasn't that good. In Okay, so I want to just make sure on YouTube I'm audible because last time the audio wasn't good on the YouTube. Looks like it is better this time. Cool. Hey, so tell me, you guys can hear me? Everything going good? Hey Panda, how you doing? Keep the speaker close. Yeah, I'll do that. I know last time the audio wasn't that good. Um, I'm good. Thank you so much. So last time I heard the audio wasn't like it was low, and also because last time I played, if you remember, I played a YouTube song called Big Dogs in my video, and I gave all the credits, right? Big Dogs is by Hanuman Kind, like was on top of the worldwide charts and put India in a English rapping or like worldwide rapping at another level. So kudos to him. Great song, great stuff. Here, I'll just make sure. So I did give the credits, but YouTube has different ways, and I have to figure out how to like not like get those how to say strikes, whatever it is. So I will next time. I won't play any songs this time, but maybe from next week, if there is something good, I will do it. But before we start, right, I have something great for you guys to tell you, right? Something amazing. I got a couple of great follows over the weekend. So I just want to thank all the people who have been doing that. Curdy Hick, you can probably see on the top right, top left of the screen his name. Neoday0x0 and Yon Jin Yo is mine. That is the name. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. And also, Kiran XD was, I think, last week. So, thank you so much for all the follows. Right? If you guys like the stuff, what I'm doing, and if you want me to like keep continuing or do something different, let me know. But today, again, right? I've been experimenting with stuff, and it's like it's fun to experiment. So, what I did, right? I'm looking into some stuff. I want to show you something interesting. Start with the news, interesting, and I want to know your thoughts, right? What do you guys think about this thing? Elon Musk symbol, or how to say it? Salute Trump. Let's say this one. I want to know your guys' thought. This thing Elon Musk did during the inauguration, right? And everyone was blown away. It was live. So many people did live online. And if you go on X, right? If you go on X, I don't know why people like this. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Elon Musk, and even it's in the trending zone, of course. So it was in the trending zone today, and if you see, we have some crazy gesture, right? Controversy. The president on Trump, blah blah blah. Elon Musk made a hand gesture that has sparked widespread speculations and debate. Social media posts and web articles reveal a division of interpretation. Some see it as a Nazi like salute, while others claim it was a gesture of enthusiasm misunderstood by the public. And then there is Representative Jerry Nadler named the gesture a Republican, while others like Bhatia Ungar Sargon argue it was not a salute. So here's the thing, in my opinion, right? And if hopefully we can have a debate about this, right? You guys can tell me if I'm wrong or right, but I feel I don't see him as a Nazi, I like, because if you want to reach like $1 billion level status, you have to like and appreciate every person, irrespective of their religion, their color, right? Their like those type of thought, like all those type of thinking, or like what they believe in, and all those. As long as you are bringing people together to do something big, especially like things like he got Tesla. That's super big, right? So many people of different religion groups and all those are there. Then there is what's this called? SpaceX, right? Then there was PayPal before that, and so many other things, like even OpenAI, right? I think um, OpenAI CEO is also Jewish, if I'm not wrong. OpenAI CEO. So Sam Altman, right? He might be Jewish. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see. Religious group. Jewish. He's Jewish, and Elon Musk worked with him at one point, right? So I don't like, even though they are not on the best terms right now, but at one point they started working together. So those are the things I was looking at, like what he worked with in those times, and that's why I personally don't see him doing a Nazi symbol, and I feel he was just too enthusiastic, right? But again, that's how I perceive, right? What are your guys' thought? Let me know, right? Um, and if you guys haven't followed, oh, I got multiple likes today. If you guys haven't followed me, give a follow, right? Please, that helps. I love you. I'll give you a flying kiss. But yeah, before we get distracted, right? Let's talk about this interesting thing called Burp Suite. If you are following me on this journey so far, you know we are looking to get bug bounty journey together, right? In 2025, we want to find a bug bounty in one of at least one big company. I'll follow again, but I can't. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, 100%. Thank you. But yeah, like with if you're following me, right? We have completed Burp Suite Proxy. We did a bunch of like intro to web hacking path, right? Our learning path here. Where is it? Intro to web hack. Let me just put it out here. Intro to web hacking. We did that, right? We covered good things like content discovery, Burp Suite, right? Dirbuster, all those things. Then we have subdomain enumeration, authentication bypass, all those stuff. Now we are moving more towards Burp Suite, which is like a practical standard when you start going into hacking. We completed our proxy. Good part is because this is also live on YouTube. If you go on Censored Hacker, you guys can find me, right? And all this thing I'm doing, just like live here, you guys can see me struggle and do those things and see how my mindset is and how it's going to be developed, right? Now, with that being said, let's go into Repeater today. Repeater is another big feature of Burp Suite, very well known, very well used while hacking, so it can automate things for you. And before I forget, let me just move into this as Repeater. I forgot to change this. Apologies about that. And I'll post the link as well in the channel. So if any of you would like to follow along, right? Most welcome. I can probably give you guys any tips on the way and all those things. Let me start my timer as well. So yeah. So now, without further ado, let's get started. We have Burp Suite Repeater. Let's learn how to use Repeater to duplicate requests in Burp Suite. Info, right? 60 minutes. It's a 60-minute one. Probably will take a bit longer. Hopefully, we are able to do it in like 2 days. So let's get started. Welcome to Burp Suite Repeater Room. In this room, you will explore the advanced capabilities of Burp Suite framework by focusing on the Burp Suite Repeater module, building upon foundational knowledge. Let me 175. One sec here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Building upon the foundational knowledge covered in the Burp basic room, right? We will delve into powerful feature of the repeater tool. You will learn how to manipulate and resend captured requests and we will explore the various options and functionalities available in this exceptional module. Throughout the room, we will provide practical examples, including a real world exercise to solidify your understanding of concepts discussed. If you are new to Burp Suite or have not completed the Burp Basic Room, we recommend doing so before proceeding. The Burp Basic Room establishes the foundational or fundamental knowledge necessary for this room and will enhance your learning experience, right? Good part is because you are with me, right? If there is anything you don't understand, feel free to ask. I will be able to explain you because I did it right with you. And go on YouTube, you can see there's a playlist I created for this. Develop the target virtual machine attached to this task. Oh, my sound is very slow. My bad. Hopefully this is better. Okay. So develop the target virtual machine attached to this task. Let me make sure on. So how I check, right, is okay. I see why it is. So basically now you should be able to see it. Sorry. Thank you so much for mentioning, right? Now it should be better because I had suppression going on. I forgot I was testing that. So thank you. So deploy the target virtual machine attached to this task by pressing the green start machine button, which we did already. Also start the attack box by pressing the blue start attack box button on the top of the room. If you are not using your own machine, we are. So I'll start my own Kali as well. Our main attack box here, our personal one. Then start burp and follow along with these tasks. So we'll complete this. We're starting from day 1, unfortunately. That's fine. That's how the things go. Let me get this in. Okay, come on. So my Kali is here. Cool. Now it's working. Let me make sure. Let me close this guy. So I can see all the messages all at once. Cool. And interestingly, I just noticed this thing. I should put it like this. And this one like here. So now they will turn as one window, and this as one window. Interesting thing. If you guys are on Windows, make them equal, right? Make them adjustable. It will become one window. You don't have to switch again back and forth. So now that being said, before using Burp Suite Repeater, let's familiarize yourself with its purpose and functionality. In essence, Burp Suite Repeater enables us to modify and resend intercepted requests to a target of our choosing. It allows us to take requests captured in the Burp proxy and manipulate them, sending them repeatedly as needed. Alternatively, we can manually create requests from scratch, similar to using a command line tool like curl. So basically it helps us modify and send intercepted requests. So basically whatever request we are sending, it will just make those changes, and we can send it to our target like Instagram or Twitch, right? It allows us to take request capture in the Burp proxy. So again, using our Burp proxy, which is in the basic one, we can manipulate and keep on sending them. So it automates, so we don't have to go back and forth and send our request through the web machine, blah, 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 all at once. We can manually create requests from scratch, similar to using command line tool. The ability to edit and resend requests multiple times make Repeater invaluable for manual exploration and testing for endpoints. This provides a user-friendly graphical interface for crafting request payloads, and offer various views of the response, including a rendering engine for a graphical representation. The repeater interface consists of 6 main sections as depicted in the annotated diagram below. So I'll take a sip. So this is our repeater, right? If we go here, Let's go to our Burp Suite community. I should have it on my always on top. Okay, let me just make it like one of my defaults. Add to panel. Yep. Not like that. Okay, add to basics and add to panel. Add it here, which I don't like personally. I'll figure it out later. So this is our panel, right? So that's fine. I'll go. Okay, so this is our here. So we'll go to repeater. If let's say we are doing a request, let's say if I send a request, right? I open this and I open to like facebook.com. Here's our request, right? Intercept. I will go and send it to repeater. Now repeater is here. We can see all these things right now we will see as we do instead of just looking at a picture. So 1, number of tabs here. This thing, number of tabs. Then we have 2, which is basically like whatever is the main pane, I believe. 3 is like request response. 4, type of view. 5th, about the intercepted request, like requested attributes, blah blah blah, and then the target URL. So let's go over request list. So all the lists, right? First tab and all those located at the top level of the tab. It displays the list of repeater requests. Multiple requests can be managed simultaneously, and each request sent to repeater will appear here. So basically, just like in your computer, you have browser, multiple requests, multiple tabs are here, same thing. Request control, positioned directly beneath the request list. These controls allow us to send a request, cancel a hanging request, and navigate through the request history. So we have here send request, right? Then there is cancel, move to the next one, blah, 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 which is good. Cancel history, cancel a hanging request and navigate through the request history. Then we have request and response view. Occupying the majority of the interface, this section displays the request and response views. We can edit the request in the request view and then follow it. Excuse me. Always need some caffeine, right? Request and response view. Occupying the majority of the interface, this section displays the request and response views. You can edit the request in the request view and then forward it, while the corresponding response will be shown in the responsive view. Request and response, basically like this area here, this will be shown. Nothing much about it. And we can edit these things and forward it, right? Layout options located on the top right of the request response view. These options enable us to customize the layout of the request and response views. The default setting is side by side, right? So what it means here, the request one here is like request and response is side by side. We can have top bottom. So this is our request, now response. Then we can have just request, right? And then we will have just response, just like here. Go up. But honestly, the default one is the best one. I'll be honest with you. Inspector positioned on the right hand side, the inspector allows us to analyze and modify requests in a more intuitive manner than using a raw editor. We will explore this feature in a later task. So here, this is our inspector here, right? So we can view different things here. Okay, this one changes the position. Selected text, right? If we don't select anything, let's see what attributes it have. Method and path, protocol, no parameters in this one, which is fine. And cookies, this can be important because now we can it's easy to manipulate cookies here, right? And headers. So cool. That's a cool feature we have. Target. Situated above the inspector, the target field specifies the IP address or domain to which the requests are sent. When requests are sent to repeater from other Burp Suite components, this field is automatically populated. So, which section gives us a more intuitive control over our requests? So, let's go over all the 6 controls we have, right? First one is request control, right? This is like based on the tabs. Then we have the request list and request. So this is request list, request control, layout, inspector. This is request response panel. This is layout, and this is our target, right? The 6 things. Hopefully you guys understood it. If not, feel free to question it or question me. And then which section gives us more intuitive control over our requests? Intuitive control, I will say we have request control or request response view or maybe layout. Wait, no, inspector, sorry. Inspector is the most one, right? We can change all the controls. Like if we have cookies, we can change. We have big fan, sir. Shout out, please. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Gaia bin San. I love the name, honestly. Like Gaia bin San. I love the name, man. I love the name. That's my man right there. Hope you like the shout out, Gaia bin San. Hope you like it. It's my boy. So let's go on task 3, basic usage. We know that the application's interface looks like at this point, right? What it looks like at this point. But how can we effectively utilize it? Sorry, it's not. It's 10 p.m. for me, right? I'm losing some words. Yes, sir. Okay, let's get this going. While manually request crafting is an option, it's more common to capture a request using proxy module and subsequently transmit it to a repeater for further editing and resending. So what it means, right? When we had the proxy, it's important to just change. For example, if I'm changing the cookie for one, or for example, I'm changing something I'm sending. So when, let's say if I'm on Facebook, right? I will give you an example here, real life example. This is a Facebook request we are playing with, right? Let it go, this one go, this one go. Now, let me open the browser. I will show you exactly what it means. Because let's say if we are hacking Facebook, right? That's what our target is. Let's forward this. We have Facebook here, right? Now, let's say I have these. Yeah, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Let this forward. It doesn't matter. Login. Like this is our login one, right? And as you can see in the URL itself, it says login here, right? If that's, I don't know if that's good enough. You want me to increase the font? I can just quickly do that for you guys. So 17, I'll change it to 18 or maybe 20. Hopefully that's better. Then display also as 20. Right now you see, here's our request, here's the login, right? Now, as a person, either I can, and if I'm like, going over hundreds of usernames and stuff, right? Then I will make changes to these things, right? Let's say here's the email, right? An encoded pass. If you see npass, right? Encpass, encrypted or encoded password, right? It's encoded or encrypted on our machine. I can break that thing down. It's not on a different server. It's on my server. I can break it down. And now here's the game. If instead of like testing manually, test at gmail.com, test123@gmail.com, I can send it to the repeater. And then I can just manipulate that whole thing. And that's what they are saying. So if you go here, there are the cookies. I can change these things. I can change the requested header, whatever I want to change. I can change 1 to 10 different things. Like here, I want to change this and this. I will tell the inspector, hey, instead of changing 1, just like we mentioned here, while manual request crafting is an option, it's more common to capture request using proxy module and subsequently transmit it to repeater for further editing and resending. So that's what it's talking about. Instead of just manually changing, proxy will send it to repeater directly. Boom, we can start hitting it very fast. Once a request has been captured in the proxy module, we can send it to repeater by either right-clicking on the request and selecting send to repeater, or by utilizing the the shortcut Control R. That's what we did. Here, repeater goes to repeater. Simple. Shifting our focus back to repeater, we can observe that our captured request is now accessible in the request view. So we have here request view. Both the target and inspector section is now display relevant information, right? Inspector, target, albeit, what? I don't know what this word means.
Albeit.
Although. No, just use although. Why you being fancy? Although we are currently lacking a response, albeit we are currently lacking a response. Upon clicking the send button, the response view swiftly populates. That's interesting. So we are currently lacking a response upon clicking send, right? This will happen. So let's see this same thing. Facebook. We have this. We'll do a send request. You see nothing is in the response. We got our response because we sent the request to Facebook, right? We are allowing it. And now we have things filled. And a bunch of things filled, including Google Analytics and blah, blah, blah. Facebook Content Discovery Network. Facebook FDN, another Facebook one. Google Analytics. Here, that's how they get your data. And the worst part, Google APIs, all these things. So like now you see how things are like so all connected, like even WhatsApp is here. So interesting stuff. Now you can see just one click of button can send so many requests. So should we wish to modify our aspect of request, we can simply type within the request view and send once again. This action will update the response view on the right or accordingly. For instance, altering the connection header to open instead of close yields a response with a connection header containing the value keep alive. Okay, so what they are doing here is they are using a TryHackMe's website. So this is the IP of that. So we'll do the same thing, right? So let's do this. First, open our terminal. Oh, my apologies. So we'll go to desktop and we'll go to sudo. No, I have to turn this off. Sudo open VPN. So now our VPN is connecting to the TryHackMe's website. So let's go here. This is the website that will open. I'll turn off the proxy for a second. This is our website, right? Bastion hosting. On TryHackMe, we started this thing. Keep up the hard work, bruh. Thank you so much, homie. Thank you. So this is our browser, right? We are not sending things to Burp Suite right now. We'll just click on this extension and click here. Now things will go to Burp Suite, and let's clear all the information to have a clean slate, like anything, right? So we have this. Drop all. Fuck it. Apologies. It's just like there is no point in having these. Delete all selected, right? Nothing is here. Clean slate. We can clean this thing as well. Delete selected ones. Yes, delete them all. So now let's start with this. Bastion, right? We have this. As soon as we did a refresh on this, the request went here to our proxy, from our proxy to the intercept here. It wants to go to this. So let's just send it to repeater. Right click, or we can do Control R to look cool. Goes to repeater, is orange. Connection, keep alive. Right? So let's send it. It's keeping it alive, interestingly. Right? But if we had like the values like we saw during our stuff here, connection close. So instead of connection keep alive, let's do connection close. Let's see what the answer will be. We do close, right? You see like around, let's measure based on the amount of data sent, 103, right? Number of lines. Let's do this now. Let's see how many are there. 103, same thing. But let's see up here what it says. Connection is closed. There is no connection between them anymore. Still, we are able to see. Okay. So let's see what, based on the connection, I believe it will be about like how they, if they are able to talk more than like just seeing things, right? So let's see. Both the target and inspector sections now display relevant information. Send button, right? Should we wish to modify any aspect of the request, we can simply type the within the request view and send again once again. So here the connection was open. It says keep alive. Earlier it was close. We saw this. The response view on the right, for instance, altering the connection header from open to close to open instead of close yields a response within the connection header containing the value keep alive. So I see the changes here then. So here this is close as well. So if I send this request again, this is close. But if I say connection to open, let's see what answer comes. Keep alive. So that's a big change. That's the change we were looking for. Okay. Furthermore, we can utilize the history buttons situated to the right of the send button. So history button to the side of the send button to navigate through our modification history, allowing us to move forward and backward as needed. So above the request one here, if we go back here, I can see this was open. If I go here, there are 4 requests I sent. Let's go to the previous one, which is third. I can see close. I can see close again, but before this was keep alive. So there was keep alive, close, close, and open. Interesting, right? So we are changing everything and we can manipulate these. It's so fun. Imagine if we can manipulate people's password and log into their accounts just because we were brute forcing. That's how this happens. Which view will populate when sending a request from a proxy module to repeater? Which view? Repeater view. No? Which view will populate? Oh, request view. Inside repeater, there's request and response. So they were asking about that one. I like a good tea, especially at night. A good tea is magical. Helps me keep calm down. It's like a beer to a lot of people. Tea is like what beer to a lot of people is, I believe, in terms of like its effect. So let's go here. Task 4. Manage analysis toolbar. Repeater provides us with various requests and response presentation options, ranging from hexadecimal output to a fully rendered page. To explore these options, we can refer to the section located above the response box, where the following 4 view buttons are available. We are in the response, we have pretty, raw, hex, render, right? Okay, so let's see what these things does. Oh boy. So we have this. Okay, this goes to repeater. We have this. Where was it saying? Sorry. Repeater provides us with various request response presentation options. So we have response. In the response, in the response here, I was looking for request. So in the response, we have raw. So this is a prettified version of it. Basically, what prettify means is like there are proper spaces, new lines, color coding, and stuff. Now here, because like if you see this area, new line is being added, so it's easy for us to read, like title, bash, and even though they technically in the document they are just one line, but this new line is added, and that's to make it like easy for a human to read. Raw, this is what, if you go to the browser, let's say if I go here, I go view page source, you will see exactly the same. Oh, it will go to Burp first. Yeah, forward all. So you see here, same thing. This is what you are viewing right now, raw version of it. That's what happens in the Burp proxy. And then we have repeater. We have hex. Hex is I can show you again through the browser itself. It's not that hard, but I'll tell you when hex is very useful. Mostly you won't use it, but it comes around the network area. Once you make a request, it will see everything is blocked right now. One sec. Let me do this. Disable. Let's go here. You see these things, right? Where is, give me something. Is it coming still? Is it waiting? Okay, cool. It's here. So let's see. Headers, right? We see all the extra information just like we see in the repeaters inspector area, right? Same thing we see in the cookies. That's why, in my opinion, right, if you actually do a digging, or like I'm a front-end developer, I play with Google Chrome every day for 8 hours. So I know it's one of the most important softwares as a person I can learn. It's so much more than just a browser. Like I can actually start hacking just because of this. So just to give you a view how many things are. So hex also, like you will be seeing, depending on what request and response comes based on thing. This is Firefox, so you probably won't see it here. But for some requests, you are able to see, at least in Chrome, you can see. But what hex is, basically just, there is ABCD. Everybody knows ABCD. Same thing, instead of ABCD, it's numbers for computer. And that's just one of the language, the way things are. If you see on this content selected, I can select this content. It's the same fucking thing. Doc type HTML /n is new line and all those stuff. So there is render. Render is what was actually you can see on your browser, and that's what render is. So, but mostly I will say keep it in pretty if you are going to do hacking with me. I will be going with pretty. We are represented with the following display choices. Pretty, this is the default option, which takes the raw response and applies slight formatting and enhancement to improve readability. Raw, this option displays the unmodified response directly received from the server without any additional formatting. By selecting this view of hex, we can examine the response in byte level presentation, which is practically useful when dealing with binary files. Binary files, your videos, right? On YouTube you are seeing, on Twitch you are seeing, these are binary files. Basically, or any computer, there are a lot of binary files. There's so many, like there's zip folders that are binary, basically your softwares are binary, all those type of things. how you will see. This is a hack. I'm not saying you should just hack this. I'm going to show you just for learning purposes. If I go on site, oh boy, okay. If I go star dot s3 dot amazon aws.com, I think that's the one. It should show me a bunch of S3 objects or file type. Yeah, here. So S3 Explorer. So these are the ways, like if I actually post properly, one sec. This will give you all the binary files that are like could be Netflix related. I can't name some companies, man. I will be fucked. But like this is how, if I have to hack or look for some binary files which should not be there. Like for example, if Netflix uses Amazon AWS, I know that. This is how I will look for their documents. Let's actually look for it now. I'm actually interested. Here we have Amazon s3.aws blah blah blah. And let's say I want to search Netflix. Storage S3, right? So these, if I start looking, digging deep properly, cite this Netflix. Okay, this is actual hacking. This is how actually things hacked. So just for letting you guys know, it's called OSINT, and S3 is basically like, imagine your OneDrive or something like that, and then there it is, AmazonAWS.com. That is the one. And why I'm not seeing what I should be seeing? What is Google Dorking? Google Dorking for S3 files. Finding AWS s3.txt. So site like this. So if I have to go Amazon site, okay, sounds good. So if there should not be any gap. S3. So now here you guys will see. Now if I want to attack just, let's say, Netflix, right? I just want to attack Netflix. I have typed this main thing here. This thing has led to some companies, I can't name them, not Netflix, but some companies that were hacked because some of their files were online on Google like this. And if you ever were in a WhatsApp group and some people were able to add or anonymously to your, like some spam people were able to add, this is one of the ways they were able to, because imagine it was because there was link to your WhatsApp group, right? So I type site and your WhatsApp group, right? A common link, and I can just go in every single group. So that's how it was done. So these are some company names, GiveGap, financial statements, right? So we can type financial statement 2025, 2 months financial result. Oh boy, do we even have 2 months already? No. So you guys can see basically it is quarterly reports and stuff. And some people, let's say you guys can directly, if before things like, let's say Nvidia tomorrow is giving, and I know, or Netflix, best example is Netflix, because Amazon is and Netflix uses Amazon AWS. I can go here, I can type Netflix financial statements. Let's say they were not configured properly. This can lead to me knowing whether Netflix is about to perform good or not tomorrow, if it wasn't configured, or like today, like in couple of hours. That one couple of hours can make me hundreds of thousands of dollars if I buy options of these. So it's very important to configure your S3 buckets. Very, very, very important. And this is how it happens. Not just Amazon, it's Google, it's your Azure, it's all these things. And that's what we are talking about here in our Burp Suite, that these binary files, these are all stored, a bunch of things like your videos, YouTube videos are stored in binary files, and you can look at how to say it, the things you should not be looking at, those stuff, right? So just extra information for you guys. Render. The render option allows us to visualize the page as it would appear in a web browser, right? While not commonly utilized in the repeater, as our focus is usually on the source code, it still appears a valuable feature. For most scenarios, the pretty option is generally sufficient, like the one I was saying to you. However, it is beneficial to be um, acquainted with the usage of other three options, so basically be comfortable. Adjacent to the views button, on the right hand side, we find show non-printable characters button like the /n. This is basically are not shown, but they are in the new line. When you type enter, this is what it is. This functionality enables the display of the characters that may not be visible with the pretty or raw options. For example, each line in the response typically ends with the /r/n, representing a carriage return followed by a new line. What is a carriage return? I know /r means carriage return, but what does it mean? Control character that moves the cursor or print head to the start of a window. Okay. So -r no character explain. So /r moves the cursor at the beginning of the line without advancing to the next line. So beginning of the line, and okay, so what this is happening here, /r/n, move it to the start of the line, then move to the next line. So two things are happening. Representing a carriage return followed by a new line. These characters play an important role in the interpretation of HTTP headers. While not mandatory for most tasks, this option can prove advantageous in certain situations. So we'll do this, right? I'll just put this here for you guys, and why I'm putting it in the chat, because after this probably I'll go over and have a look. You guys can see it. No. Okay, let's see. On YouTube there is a limit, on here also there is a limit. I don't like these limits. So we have these characters play an important role in the interpretation, while I should have just done this way. I'm an idiot. So let me just say, let's see this, if this will work. Bro, YouTube, you have a very small limit. This is easy in Twitch, but YouTube has a way smaller limit, man. Of HTTP headers. So can I edit this? No, that's fine. You guys get the idea, right? So basically this, why I'm sending this, because I want you to also have it in mind. I'm going to, after the stream, probably look into this more. If how are these things, right? Which option allows us to visualize the page as it would appear in a web browser. There was pretty, raw, hex, and I think, what was the last one? Render. Yeah, because it renders, sorry. Let's go render. Now we have the inspector. So this is probably the last task we'll do. Let's see how big it is. Not big, right? So probably if not this one, probably next one you can do the last. Practical example. Okay, we have to do this. So we are going to do task 5 and 6 today. Inspector. Inspector is a supplementary feature of the request and response view in the repeater module. It is also used to obtain a visually organized breakdown of requests and responses, as well as for experimenting to see how change made using a higher level interceptor affects the equivalent raw versions. That's interesting. So what it means, let's say if I'm making a change in the interceptor through this, how in the API it will make the changes and when we are getting the response back. Inspector can be utilized both in the proxy and repeater module. In both scenarios, it is situated on the far right side of the window, representing a list of components within the request and response. So we have request and response. Here at the end we have a response, mostly it's the request. Among these components, the sections pertaining to the request can typically be modified. Sections basically related to the request can be modified because response is what we got from the server. We don't want to change it unless and until we are testing a web application instead of bug bounty stuff, right? Enabling the section, or maybe in that too, never mind. Enabling the addition, editing, and removal of items. For instance, in the request attribute section here in the top one, let me bring your focus here, this one. We can alter elements related to the location, method, and protocol of the request. This includes modifying the desired resource to retrieve, changing the HTTP method from GET to another variant, or switching the protocol from HTTP 1 to HTTP 2. Wait, this includes modifying the desired resource to retrieve. Request, we can alter elements related to the location, method, and protocol of the request. Okay, let's see. So I have inspector. Wait, hold up. Let's go here. Request attributes. We have method and path. Okay, we can change the location in terms of the location of the path. That's what I was thinking, like my brain. Location, method, and the protocol of the request. So HTTP 1, HTTP 2, we can have like different ones as well, not just HTTP. It can be FTP, it can be SFTP, which is secured file transfer protocol. We can have VNC, right? A bunch of these. This includes modifying the desired resource to retrieve, changing the HTTP method from GET to another one like POST, or showing the protocol from HTTP 1 to HTTP 2. Other sections available for viewing and or editing includes request query parameters. These refers to data sent to server via the URL. For example, in a GET request like this, admin tryhackme.com redirect equal false, the query parameter redirect has a value of false. Request query. So query will be like the one where we have a question mark and all those information after that, right? Like the ID of the person or other things like that. Request body parameters, similar to query parameters, but specific to post requests. Any data sent as part of the post request will be displayed in this section, allowing us to modify the parameters before resending. But specific to post, okay, request body. So when you are sending an API request, there is in the API you are sending, and there is the body part of it too. So that only is for post, so makes sense. Even for put, I believe it can be done. Any data sent to part of the post request will be displayed in this section, allowing us to modify it. Yes, request cookies. This section contains a modified list of cookies sent via the request. So a bunch of them. Request headers. It enables us to view, access, and modify, including adding or removing any headers sent with our requests. Editing these headers can be valuable when examining how a web server responds to unexpected headers. So requested headers, so it enables us to view, access, and modify any headers sent with our request. So we have a request, right? We can change, let's close this one, selection, request, headers, host. Okay, so all the headers like these ones here. Language, we can change this from English US to something else, right? And then we have text HTML to form, right? We can change those things. That's what it's talking about. Sorry. One sec. Okay, so next one. Let's go back to the request headers though. It enables us to view, access, and modify any headers sent to with our request. Editing these headers can be valuable when. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. It's just I'm tired. That's all. So hopefully this is just another one task, and then we are good to go, Panda. Right? How a web server responds to unexpected headers. Editing these headers can be valuable because if instead of post we send like a put, we send delete, how things work out. Response headers. This section displays the headers returned by the server in response to our request. So if we gave a put one, what was the response? Get, put, delete, something. Or same with the post or get, right? It cannot be modified as we have no control over the headers returned by the server. Note that this section becomes visible only after sending a request and receiving a response. While the textual representation of these components, yeah, me too. Mondays, that's how it is. But like we grind hard on Mondays. Remember, if you grind hard on Monday, it sets up a tone for the whole week. So Monday is the best day of the week. While the textual representation of these components can be found within the request and response views, Inspector tabular format provides us a convenient way to visualize and interact with them. Experimenting with header additions, removals, and edits in Inspector helps us grasp how the corresponding raw version changes in response. So basically with the views, we can see all these values, right? So we have here headers, we can see query parameters, we will be able to see here, right? Path, we can see get here. It's just to give you a better idea and easy look at changing things. But all these are already there in front of you if you look for things, right? This is basically like the body, like you will see the body here. It's not nothing big. Right now it's not there, but like you will see here only. This is currently the header actually. Here if you see connection, what are the options you want and all those stuff. But like all these things you can see, so it's nothing big. In my opinion, it's just giving you the information. The good part is we have reached the end of this and we will do some hacking now. So stay with me. Post request, it will be post request. What was it? Request header. No, request body. Let me see. Body parameters. There we go. Request body parameters. Body parameters. Easy, baby, easy. So now let's get into some hacking. Now some hacking will be going on. So let's go through this. Repeater is particularly well suited for tasks requiring repetitive sending of similar requests, typically with minor modifications. This is particularly useful for activities such as manual testing for SQL injection vulnerabilities to be covered in the forthcoming task, attempting to bypass web application firewall filters, or adjusting parameters in a form submission. So let's see what it is. Repeater is particularly well suited. So let's begin with our exceedingly simple example, utilizing repeater to modify the headers of a request sent to the target. Okay. So I'm just trying to, repeater is particularly well suited for tasks requiring repetitive sending as well, typically with minor modifications. Manual testing to be covered. So basically SQL injection, bypassing web, firewall, those are the places it's useful for. Capture request to this, right? 10, 368 in the proxy module and send it to repeater. Okay, this is basically our same one. So let's just go back, turn off the intercept. Everything is good, right? Gucci, everything is Gucci. Now let's turn on the intercept, right? And now let's go back here. Oh, a proxy, let's do that. So we have here, do control R, send to the repeater. Let's say what they were asking now. Send the request once from the repeater. You should see the HTML source code for the page you requested in the response view. So we'll just send the request and trying, excuse me, try viewing this one of the other display options, basically in the hex, using inspector, or manually if you prefer. Add a header called flag authorized. Okay, set it to have a value of true as shown below. So let's see, we don't want to see below. We need a header, right, in the attribute. So here we can have this, either we can add here, or we can basically, let's say if we add here true, what will happen? So now if you see from 7 it became 8 and there is true, flag authorized true. Let's send this now. What it says, okay, front end bastion, blah blah blah. Let's search for this, or here, no, flag, nothing here. Okay, cool, interesting. Let's see the response headers. Nothing in this. Passion. Let's go back to the rendered version of it. How bad it can be, right? So nothing here. Let's go in the hex code. Do we have something in the hex? If there was something in the hex, we would have seen it here as well. Okay, let's see. Flag authorized true. Maybe it is capital T. Now send. No. Okay. Flag authorized true. So it has to be at the end? That will be pretty lame if it has to be at the very end only. That's lame in my opinion. What do you think? Still lame. Lame with me. Still lame. The Cartman level lame. Lame. Let's see. What is the response now? No response? What? Oh. It was sent. It's taking its time. Cancel. Send again. It's taking its time. What is the flag you receive? Nothing. I didn't receive shit. Okay. Oh. Here, pocket ID, this, placement, this. Okay. Forward all. Okay. Send request. Assets. There are a lot of places we can look into, but get pocket. I don't get the idea of get pocket. Pocket ID this. Feature flag. Na. Click attributes. Huh. Okay, that's pretty BS. That's so bullshit. Oh, bro. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, let's send the request again. Goes to proxy. Send it to repeater. Did that. Goes here. We create. Oh, maybe because we are not adding it through here. Maybe. Flag authorized. True. That'll be pretty interesting. Why then? Now send it. We got our flag. But why I did it? Is it racist or what? The fuck? Okay, I'll end that later. But yo, what the hell? Why? Is it related to anything I did? Huh. Is it because of this? Maybe? Wow. Flag authorized. What is the difference between these two then? What the hell is the difference then? Flag authorized true. Do you guys see the difference? Do you guys see any difference, or am I just like going nuts? Okay, let's put it this way. Send. Oh, okay. Here I'm not getting. What is it? So let me just copy paste whole thing here. Let's hit one by one line by one line. Here I have this line. Oh, here I have this line. 10. No. User agent. This. Accept. Text. Blah blah blah. No. So if I do like this, the color changes for sure. I send here. No. I don't know why. That's interesting that I don't understand why. Maybe anybody else knows why. Because like here we got our flag, right? This is the main one. And but here same request, we are not getting our answer. I don't know, maybe some problem with their system, but hey, at least we got our answer, so we are happy, right? If you guys enjoyed, like tomorrow, the important thing here, right? Let's finish this. Boom! Right? If you like this, right, please give a follow. Means a lot to me. But here, important part, right? Follow is later. This is important. What I'm going to talk to you. We have challenge, right? Tomorrow, for our tomorrow, where we will be hitting the products page of the website. Then we will go extra mile. Challenge, right? We need some brain cells before that. SQL injection. So I will have this ready for you. We did it, but I will have some notes ready for you. So we'll go over them. Helpful, right? With the information, I have some more tricks I will share. So do follow me, right? Be ready to get that thing going. And we have the walkthrough, all those stuff. It'll be an interesting one tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. It's a big ass challenge for one flag, and then yeah, we'll be done with our Burp Suite Repeater, which is great, right? Once we do that, we'll be done with repeater. Then we'll do intruder. Then again, I guess Wednesday, Thursday. Other modules. How big is the other modules? 45 minutes. So it can take still a day. Comparer, decoder, blah blah blah. Pew 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 pew. Hell yeah, panda. Pew pew. So yeah, but I guess that's that. We have decoder, we have comparer, goal. So yeah, great job, and thank you so much for joining. Right, great teamwork, much more views. So Thank you so much, right? I really appreciate it. Please let me know how I can improve. But tomorrow, be ready. We'll go over our main guy. And this one, interestingly, I just saw this is info. This is medium. So this will be a lot more hard. This can take 3 days. But tomorrow, right? Be ready. I will have the challenge, right? We'll go over the challenge. Bye. Hopefully you get a good sleep. Tomorrow is a big day. And then we will go over our extra mile and I will cover SQL injection before we start. So be ready with your notes, okay? Till then, thank you so much. Enjoy. Don't worry about Elon Musk's symbol. It was probably a mistake, so don't worry about that. Enjoy. Chill. Have a great one. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Remember to say bye.